Absolutely delighted now to be joined by the incoming AGU President, Robin Bell. Robin, welcome.
Oh, lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today. We really appreciate that.
Well, it's really great to be here at the fall meeting.
So you're running a session on sexual harassment. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, sexual harassment and bullying has been a real problem in our field, but it's something we haven't talked about. But over the last 4 years, AGU has really identified this as a problem and actually put in place an ethics policy where AGU, our community, defines bullying and harassment as scientific misconduct, on the equivalent of plagiarism. And it's getting it so we're talking about it. It's the first step towards addressing a problem.
So what will you be talking about at the session specifically?
At the session specifically, we're bringing experts in this topic. People who've studied how prevalent it is in our field, how prevalent it is in our field where people particularly go in the field, go to remote places. Antarctica, like I go, the middle of the ocean on research ships, how prevalent it is in our field where you take people out of their normal environment and isolate them, and where we find that harassment and bullying is far more likely to happen.
It's quite staggering to an outsider that this is so prevalent in the 21st century in the scientific community.
It probably has to do with this isolation and the acceptance of this behavior, and the fact that we live in a very hierarchical structure without people shining a flashlight in to see what's going on. And that's what AGUs do. AGU is really at the forefront and has been recognized by the National Academy of Sciences as being the professional society that has put this topic on the table and is now addressing why it is we're losing women from our field.
And so you just launched Ethics and Equity Centre in partnership with a number of other scientific organisations. Tell us a little bit about the work of that centre.
Some of my vision is we're finally talking about the problems in our field, and our goal is not just to figure out how to punish people. I kind of consider that the whack-a-mole approach. Really isn't going to change things if you just not really going to do a lot for us. Our goal is to both provide the tools to address the current problem and also start to talk about how we do that pivot from, oh my gosh, we have a problem, to this is how we're going to do science. This is how we're going to make science open, ethical, welcoming, an environment where everybody can be productive and solve the important problems that are in Earth and space science.
Robin, thank you ever so much indeed for joining us today. We really appreciate that insight. Thank you.
Lovely to chat.
AGU TV has all the coverage you could want from this year's conference. Now make sure to explore all of our content, which is updated each and every day of the conference, to stay up to date with all the very latest AGU news.